Well, martial law was not declared when Russia annexed Crimea in 2014, nor during the current war in eastern Ukraine against Russian-backed forces. Well, for more on this, let's go straight to Julia Chapman, who joins us from Moscow. Julia, Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, has been meeting with his Dominican counterpart. Have we had any reaction to, or any response, rather, from Moscow on Poroshenko's call for martial law?
Yes, that's right. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has been speaking in the last few minutes in reaction to the events of yesterday in the Black Sea. And what he's been saying is that this incident was a planned provocation on the part of the Ukrainians. And he says that they violated international law by attempting to pass through the Kerch Strait, as Russia says, without any prior notification. Now, the Ukrainian officials say they did give notification, which is usual protocol for any ships that are passing through the Kerch Strait into the Sea of Azov. But the Russian officials are denying that they received any notification of this, which is why Russian border security forces opened fire on these 3 Ukrainian naval ships today. We've also been hearing some reaction from a Russian senator who says that he believes that this entire thing was planned by the Ukrainians as a pretext to introduce martial law, which, of course, as you say, Petro Poroshenko is now trying to encourage his parliament to implement. That's a particularly cynical view from one Russian senator, but there is no doubt that if martial law were to be implemented, it might become politically beneficial for Petro Poroshenko. But the Ukrainian side is definitely strongly denying any planned attempt to reach through the Kerch Strait without any notification.
And what does this say about the state of relations right now between Kiev and Moscow? Maybe particularly, obviously, Moscow is saying that it's maybe political posturing on the part of the Ukrainians. But then again, maybe an argument is to be made that the G20 is around the corner. We could be hearing from Russian President Vladimir Putin a bit more about this.
Yes, that's right. And of course, relations between the two countries have been pretty bad for several years now, particularly after the annexation of Crimea by Russia in 2014, and then an ongoing conflict between the Ukrainian government and some Russian-backed separatists in eastern Ukraine. Of course, they were even worsened earlier this year when the Russians opened the Kerch Bridge stretching from the Russian mainland to the Crimean Peninsula. That was opened effectively giving the Russians control of the Kerch Strait, which they exercised yesterday by putting a cargo ship under the bridge, blocking any passage through it into the Sea of Azov, which, of course, is a very strategically vital region for both countries, for both Russia and Ukraine, in terms of economic and military strategy.
All right, Julia Chapman out of Moscow. Thanks for that.